Hello, this is Chad Prento live from hell. I don't know how many of you are calling from hell or zooming in from hell. Some of you are from Arizona. There might not be much difference, but thank you for coming to Stone Soup Poetry tonight. It is a fantastic monster feature in every sense of the word, pun intended and not intended. We have a triple feature of the California poets coming our way. We have Carl Stilwell, aka CaLokie. We have the marvelous Marvin Dorsey, who I can't seem to find, but hopefully he's coming back. Actually, where did he go? Hopefully he'll come back because I don't see him here.
He temporarily lost connection. He's trying to get back in.
Okay, cool. And then we have Don. My birthday is on October 31st. Kingfisher Campbell, the longest name in the history of Stone Soup, but I think it's appropriate. It's great. I thank Don for the recommendation of getting these three together. So the monster feature will start after the monster open mic. We got a lot going on. And I want to bring up first that we haven't seen him for a while. I like when starting out with him, Mr. Mark States.
Thank you. The story just begun. Writing by the light of a television moon. Volume up only so high to disguise the muttering of surrounding environment. Door is locked and bedsheet pulled so far as to double over on itself. Seclusion has its own order and routine, both comfort and cautionary reminder. The mind does not wish to rewind, to recount the events, nor revive the sensation of dry-mouthed regrets. So the page of notepad remains unblemished by ink. The mind does its best to navigate a diversionary fantasy, swinging white and red walking stick from side to side to locate walls and obstacles. The story just begun, not known nor memorized. As with most mazes, this story winds around to a dead end, and reality of being trapped returns. A slap to the face, a stab to the gut, with twist of knife and smirk from the face breathing on yours, is punishment for thinking one could figure their own way out of the situation unguided. The ostrich has a mouthful of dirt, while its hindside looms tall and proud. But this is the aftermath of a bomb drop. Loose boards shift within a cloud of dust. And then you see an arm and hear the groan and are surprised anyone survived. The television moon is on a commercial break, like a partially cloudy night, and the temperature is pushed blindfolded over a cliff.
So good to have you back, Mark.
Thank you. I will be
I missed you.
in and out this evening. I apologize for having to miss a few people here.
We understand. Next, let's bring in Miss Jackie Chow.
Okay, so I will read another poem from the Four Feathers Press 2025 chapbook. contest, and I was the second place. And I'm gonna read a poem called Christmas in June. You gift me yellow roses instead of potted poinsettias, a straw sombrero from Alvera Street, pulled out of a black plastic bag, instead of a sweater from Macy's, wrapped in glossy paper. A lucky bamboo plant instead of a pine tree dressed in baubles and string lights. A heart warmed by the sun, not frozen in snow, to celebrate a day that exists only between you and me. And then I'm going to read a new poem that I just wrote just right now. Inspired again by the Barbie prompt. So this is called How Barbie Sold Michael Jackson's Red Leather Jacket from Thriller. How did Barbie, an ordinary woman, get her hands on a treasure like that? Barbie, who spent her entire inheritance on a peach-colored ruffled gown for a ball where she was not chosen to be millionaire Ken's bride, who then ran a boutique for a living. I'm certain she knew Michael Jackson, the doll, who gave her his jacket, though he was made by LJN Toys, a different company from Mattel. The two of them coexisted through Kismet in my little playroom, made immortal by plastic. Thank you.
So much, Shecky. Bringing it now to Mr. Bill Lewis, live from Idaho.
I thank you very much, Stanford. Hello, everybody. Oh, my goodness gracious, isn't life wonderful? I am so happy that I am alive today. I mean, think of it. If you were dead today, life would be so boring. I mean, dead would be so boring. I mean, I don't know what I mean. Anyway, better now than later, and better later than never. Oh, may I share my screen for a moment, good sir? Okay, here we go.
You should be all set.
Excellent. So I am composing. I have just written a new book, and I am worried. I'm working on the front page, the cover page here, and as you can see, I want a title which is um, um, exciting, interesting, will catch your attention. I don't want just the boring old thing. So my front page here, you can see this is Ashley with Larry the Dead Fish. Why she named him Larry, I'm not clear. I mean, little girls and dead fish. I don't get this thing about little girls and dead fish, but she decided that Larry was in love with me and proceeded to chase me all around the beach with this dead fish, screaming at me, Billy, Billy, Larry wants to kiss you, Larry wants to kiss you. So, as you can see, I have had problems with small people. And so this book is devoted to my complaints about people who are under the age of 12. There is something about children that gives them a sort of clairvoyance which we lose later in life. They have the capacity to stare at an adult and decipher the victim's fundamental nature. I had not seen my cousin for 10 years, during which time he had acquired a wife and twin girls. I came in, was very polite, smiled at the girls, then settled down to discuss life with my cousin. As we talked, I could see the girls were checking me out from the corner of my eye. It was clear that these girls, who had no reason to think ill of me in any way, shape, or form, but they were clearly hatching some sort of nefarious plot. They had divined my then nature, and I was doomed. A few minutes later, while I was happily chatting away with my cousin, one of the girls jumped onto the couch, grabbed my nose, and ran off with it, laughing like a hyena. I chased her around the kitchen 3 times before I finally caught her, at which point she tossed my nose to her sister, who ran off in the opposite direction. I grabbed the first twin's nose, so at least I could breathe, enough to chase the second twin, and then my cousin got involved, and the entire household turned into a wild stampede of men and girls and noses flying left and right. It was terrifying. To this day, I am not entirely sure that I have retrieved the correct proboscis. But in any case, this book is an homage to the little monsters who ruined my sleep and serenity on so many nights.
You, Bill. Congrats on the new book. I'd like to welcome up now Mr. Ron Bremner, who also has a collection that he announced last week. There you go.
Yeah. Hi, all. Yeah, I got this newly published book, You Who Are the Stranger. It's my 10th published poetry collection, and I'll read something from it tonight, and I'll put a little link because I'm going to be featuring on this coming Saturday on the Saturday Literary Salon. So here we go. This is called The Day After Halloween, 1986, Hermosa Beach, California, USA. A wild-haired lad pedals down the pavement to the beach, leaning and weaving this way and that. A calico cat snoozes lustily on a wooden step to a beach house on 18th Street. There are no black cats to be found today. A huge pumpkin lies smashed on concrete, flies like so much pepper upon the wet rinds, unmoving, as if drawing recuperative medicine from the flopping threads and scattered seeds. The lad paddles past this symbol of yesterday. The sky is gray, the air too cool for November in Southern California. No ghosts, no witches, no goblins about. Just beach locals and a few misplaced city folk gathering for Corona beers outside Miguel's Burrito House. Ready to start the real trick or treating of a windy week's end. While I wander with my camera, searching for some truth to push me through the winding path of another month in exile. Thank you and have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, Ron. Up next, I'd like to bring up the woman behind the mask, Rita Rusty Rose.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to read something from Veranda Sundown, and I'll put it on. The children love this little poem. To Poe or not to Poe. To Poe or not to Poe, is one Poe or Polis? This I do not know. Did the raven fly nevermore, or is he still sitting on high evermore? This I do not know. Is Annabel Lee in a sepulchre by the sea? Or is she a ghostly sprite dancing the waters free, never to dissever? This I do not know. Is the pit a bottomless abyss, with each pendulum swing? Or has the weight been stilled in a yawn of granite, going amiss? This I do not know. Could Fortunato remain chained inside a catacomb, haunting the Amontillado? Or has he cut his own hand to escape and is searching for his carpal bone? This I do not know. Does a telltale heart still wildly beat under a floorboard? And does the old man's vulture's filmy veiled eye of blue glare at you as above you take a seat? This I do not know. Is poetry an art form named for his namesake, or is it simply the art of rhyme and verse? This I do not know. But Poe, perhaps I really do know. I know perhaps it is Edgar Allan Poe who has lent flavor to all forms of poetry and prose. I surely know, and know it I do. Poetry is Edgar Allan Poe, and Edgar Allan is poetry. This notion, one would say, is quite absurd, but absurdity is the human condition penned by Edgar Allan, and so I do intently know, I know most intently so. This I do savor with much favor, the astonishing works of the one I know, Sir Edgar Allan Poe. Thank you.
Perfect for tonight. Thank you so much. And up next also, let's welcome up Jan Rowe. She's ready.
Thank you. So I never wore this hat before, and it's a real nice hat. It's from the Deacon. She's quite the hat collector. Gave James his. Well, anyway, this is from the weekly Black Seed Writers. Every Tuesday morning in the basement of the Cathedral St. Paul, on Boston Common across from the fountain, Brewer's Fountain. So I thought I had called this helpless, but it came out experience with burning. The triple decker behind us exploded with the porch as a torch that the first of 12 fire trucks could not reach. That torch of three back porches drove me away, beat me back with the smoke, heat, and flames. The fire made it impossible to return the way I came in my unsuccessful quest to untangle one of our two hoses and connect to the outdoor faucet. As I struggled through the unpruned yard in the dark, I could never hold on to pruners. And in the dark, although there are outdoor lights front and back, we did get the backyard light on for the firefighters to drag their hoses down the old overgrown driveway to stop the garage meltdown. So I was thinking to water the side porches with that feeble stream. So the firefighters later checked the roof by going way up there by fire ladder. We escaped with only cracked windows in the kitchen and bath, buckled siding, and now electrical circuits are flipping. Oh God. Roof damage and trauma. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. And now the poet of Three Rivers himself comes to the open mic. Let's welcome up Richard Spizak.
The disguise of offering you some sort of false choice. I'm going to ask, do you want to have a really mystical dream or a scary reality? Entirely up to you. Hands for mystical dream. Hands for scary reality. I'm going to say it looks like mystical dream. So here we go. This is a true initiation dream as translated by my own subconsciousness. This is called Temple Lion Dog. Flying o'er the temple zounds, I watched as the sacred lion dog roamed the gardens fair and temple grounds, his patrol punctuated with barks and growls. I watched in interest from high above, because you see that lion dog was also me. During his training to patrol the temple grounds, he'd been given special barks, charmed with sacred magic sparks. Each bark a prayer, each bark profound. These sigils gleamed and glowed in air, the full power beams unbounded blare. Sacred barks these powers made, such sounds profound commandeth any shade. Few are aware the subtle war that shrieks beyond the temple door. Sweet in the temple soul seeks solace and sanctuary, but that's only part of the story, part of reality. Deep sounds profound, rich in power bound. The lion dog protects the souls that come for sanctuary amid the scrolls. Much more than solace, a palace so bright, a torch in the deepness, simple temple light. Yet, just outside, sometimes wicked ghouls who would disturb the troubled sleep of souls who need the temple's sacred space. The lion dog protects and guards the deep. And while I flew or observed and watched, the lion dog patrolled and never stopped. My vantage point soared from high above and suddenly pivot, peering deep inside the lion dog's head. I watched as dangerous spirits drifted past, as if they dared and tried at last against the temple walls and garden pierce, had not the sacred lion dog been so fierce. As lion dog, I strolled the garden's border, warned them off, sure they would spawn daring disorder. I knew that some might scoff as I watched the lion dog drive them off. These drifting spirits, mischief sought, would float by dreaming, yet should the lion dog stop. The lion dog barked and warned them, always away, beware his massive jaws. These shades would shrink before its awful law, keeping demons from the grounds. My guardianship was more than mortal air might sound. Which shade those wizards sent to temple to dissemble, and thereby acolytes might shriek and tremble, the enemies of the temple crow and bray. That's why our patrolling lion dog in sacred voices say, we are trained for courage and on sacred food are nourished. Thus our strong walls protection flourish. And while I on guard to guard the grounds from the villains and demons, which I knew and sensed them even when they were barely seen, the lion dog bounced across the grounds, patrolling the temple from any sound. I watched as villains tried to worry, shake the gentle vibrations of the sacred space. And while on patrol, I spotted villains near. I bound them face to face and shamed their fear. My barking was marked in air by voting sacred sigils, like monks marking the ancient scrolls in vigils. These floated in air as if marking barking signals, and as lion dog, I marked the border. A sacred guardian protects the ancient order. The lion dog. Thank you.
Hey, Richard. I'd like to see if Veronica Hosking would be interested in reading tonight. Join the parade of witches.
To me. Okay. This is a satirical quadrille that I wrote. About growing old. Hullabaloo in bed. High school sweethearts grow old together. Their hair has turned gray, and their joints have started to creak. Oohs and ahs of youth become boos and ahs when they get randy under the bed sheets. After a night of intimacy, you can hear their moans.
Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you.
And up next, I'd like to bring up Mr. John Wezek.
Okay, so the story that I heard was that the Chinese bred the Pekingese dog to look like a lion, or what they thought a lion looked like, because they hadn't really seen real lions. May I share the screen, Chad? Okay. Well, as you know, Donald Trump is remodeling the White House, but he's not going to stop there. So here are some of the other concepts here. Um, this is a tasteful addition to the Lincoln Memorial here. And inside, you'll see the statues changed a little bit. Mount Rushmore, easy fix there. Only a couple $100 million for that one. Then Yosemite, might as well make some use of that parkland. Or, if you don't like that, there's, the eco-friendly option here. Then, how did that get in there? What's that doing there? Elon! Anyway, don't worry, that wasn't a Hitler salute. Elon was just stretching his arm.
Thank you, John. And let's bring up Rebecca with 1C, if she's interested.
Hi, sure.
Excellent.
In the spirit of the changing season in Arizona, I wrote this piece called Sonoran Salwin. Hibernation ends after the Arizonan season of heat. It is in the oxygen of October we find the antidote to summer's sleep apnea. Summer is behind us. What stifled has blown away, first by the dusty haboob, then by the monsoon that comes later every year. Dog walks in early morning, paws comfortable on cool sidewalks. Paw boots are not needed to protect its soft pads. The mountain is calling in the north, the summit of my existence, where I want my ashes to be released and float in the wind, settling in its sun and shadows as I did in this life. October is calling, inviting us to our ofrenda of marigolds and ancestors, alive and dead at the same time. We take shelter in this dark half of the year, under the raven's black as night feathers that brush our cheeks like a pillow to sink into again. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. Now we segue to the Stone Soup Players by way of Mr. Robert Fleming. For those of you who weren't part of the live stream before we pressed record for YouTube, the players were picked out ahead of time by Mr. Robert Fleming, the visual poet and Katy Perry impersonator from Delaware, although he says Cher. But anyway, take it away, sir.
Thank you, Chad. Good evening. Tonight, the Stone Soup Players will be doing a satire of the movie The Exorcist, and I will be starting with sharing some of the images from the movie. On the left side is the movie flyer from the movie, and the description is, The Exorcist is a supernatural horror film about the demonic possession of a 12-year-old girl, Reagan, and her mother's attempt to save her through an exorcism performed by two Catholic priests. It was released in 1973, and the director was William Friedkin. It was the first horror movie that was ever nominated for an Academy Award for Best Picture. And I believe the following year, William Friedkin won the Oscar for Best Director for directing The French Connection. Here is a picture of the mother with Reagan, and the player who will be taking on Reagan in the movie. She is portrayed as a very innocent girl. And here is the exorcist and priest on the right, the man, and the mother on the left. And in the movie, the priest is portrayed as a man who's having a crisis of faith. Here they are in the house doing the exorcism where the 12-year-old girl is levitating. And here at the end is, on the left, is the image of the devil Pazuzu. So now we're going to go to the script. So the people who have volunteered to read tonight are Carl will be the devil, and Jackie Chu will be Reagan, the 12-year-old girl. Mrs. McNeil is going to be portrayed by Bill, and the father will be portrayed by John, and I will read the very few little lines of the moderator and the meeting participant Jane and the scenes.
La 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 la. Ma me 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 ma 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 ma.
So we're going to start with Reagan. She's looking at a computer, and the first line is Reagan's mother, Mrs. McNeil, which is Bill.
Reagan, computer.
Jackie, are you there?
Oh, yes, yes.
YouTube?
Yes.
Reagan, fooling?
No,
Screen is changing, no one clicking.
that's Captain Howdy,
Howdy,
my friend.
computer sleep time.
Scene 2, Reagan goes to her room and changes into her Pazuzu pajamas and becomes Pazuzu. Pazuzu looks through a mirror. Scene 3, Pazuzu's face is shown in the mirror. The mirror breaks. Pazuzu sticks their head through the broken mirror frame and appears in the middle of the computer screen of a digital Zoom meeting, laughing. Pazuzu fades out. Welcome to the women's gardening meeting. Jane is leading on growing flowers. Planting bulbs for tulips in the spring. Pazuzu is shown as a participant. Clicks on chat, sends message to Jane. Play with Captain Howdy. Jane does not read the message. My favorite are yellow tulips. Pazuzu sends Jane a chat. La plume de ma tante. Jane does not read the message. Yellow is friendship. This is you, Carl.
Mother, something's wrong.
We have an uninvited guest. The moderator clicks on controls, selects participants, Pazuzu, and clicks remove from the meeting. The moderator cannot remove Pazuzu.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell.
Is that you, Reagan? Suzu pajamas. Oh,
Reagan is not here.
could Reagan please come out?
No, Reagan is mine.
Oh my God!
The meeting is mine.
Scene 4.
Digital garden meeting.
Love gardening.
Father, is it possible?
Faith.
Can a Zoom meeting be possessed?
Church no possession.
Father, my Zoom meeting is being possessed.
Flowers need water.
Will you attend my gardening meeting?
As a psychiatrist.
No, as a priest.
Yes.
Scene 5.
Mrs. McNeil, will Reagan be at the meeting?
No, she's at Girl Scouts right now.
Welcome back to the women's gardening meeting. Jane is leading on growing flowers. Jane, are you there? No. Will someone else lead? Pazuzu is in the meeting, center of the meeting. Music turned on. Bad Girls sung by Donna Summer or Super Freak by Rick James or Swan Lake by Tchaikovsky. Pazuzu faces front, jumps to facing back, jumps to face front. If ballet is chosen, Pazuzu does pirouette. Pazuzu dances, curtsies.
Do that again.
No.
Turn your head around again.
In time.
Please, you're a dancer.
No vulgar power.
What's your name?
Pazuzu.
What are you gonna be when you grow up?
Ballerino.
Pazuzu dancer. May I speak to Reagan?
No, she's rotting, selling Girl Scout cookies.
Removes father from the meeting. Clicks on participant, selects father, selects remove. Father is removed. Pazuzu laughs. Father gets back into the meeting.
Removed father.
Less vulgar than head turning.
Why are you here?
No internet in hell.
This meeting?
Pazuzu's flowers in hell.
Pazuzu, go now. I'm the moderator. Pazuzu, leave the meeting. Close your computer. I'll be in to read you a story.
You don't have that power.
The church still has some power.
Father removes Pazuzu from the meeting. Selects on participant, selects Pazuzu, removes.
Ms. McNeil, please stay.
You were so good with Pazuzu. Reagan?
Ms. McNeil, Pazuzu happening elsewhere. Parents buy Pazuzu pajamas. When the child puts them on, the child becomes Pazuzu. Where did you buy them?
Why, at Stormart.
The church is trying to get Pazuzu pajamas out of Stormont. Did you get Reagan the Pazuzu action figure?
No, her father did that.
You know what to do?
Reagan needs an exorcism?
No, you're Reagan's mother.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Father, tell me what to do.
The church does not give parenting advice.
Oh, Father!
Burn the Pazuzu pajamas. Recycle the Pazuzu action figure.
Reagan loves her Pazuzu pajamas.
This will be your greatest test. With faith, you'll do it.
God bless you, Father.
Scene 6.
Where are Pazuzu pajamas?
Laundry.
Wear them?
No, dear, they're all torn up. They're blood and vomit stains. I can't get them out.
I want them.
No, sweetheart.
Pazuzu.
Do them out.
Mother, you lied.
Pazuzu did bad things.
Gardening meeting?
I'll see.
Be good.
No chatting.
Love chatting.
Promise me no chatting.
Yes, Mother, no chatting.
And promise me no cursing. No more suck cocks in hell. That is not what a young lady says. Oh.
Yes, Mother, more cocks.
Oh, and no killing. Stop killing all those people. Now you can go out. Mother's going to come too.
Lights out, lights on. Shows digital meeting where Reagan and Mrs. McNeil are separate participants. The chat. Mrs. McNeil, love you, Reagan. Reagan,
Go ahead. Miss Pazuzu.
Me too, love you, Pazuzu. Reagan, it's your turn to share.
Thank you. And that was
Yay.
Pazuzu Pajamas, a satire on The Exorcist. And thank you to the Stone Soup players, Carl as the devil, Bill as Mrs. McNeil, John as the father, and Jackie as Reagan.
Thank you, Robert.
Jackie,
We
you
are
deserve an
wonderful.
Academy.
Bravo, Robert.
Jackie, you deserve an Oscar.
What an excellent day for an exorcism, Father. Okay. The Stone Soup players, everybody, because deep down, even poets, all they want to do is direct. So thank you so much, Robert. And we now close out the open mic with our signature closer, Mr. James Van Loy. If you've not checked out Oddball Magazine this week, please do so. We have a week-long horathon with horror-themed works, but more dealing with more modern, more, shall we say, realistic horror, for lack of a better term. Also, a plethora of new contributors and returning contributors are joining us for the rest of the week, and includes banner art from Mr. Robert Fleming, but we still have our poet column this week, and James Van Loy is one of those columns. Check out It's All One Thing every Thursday morning at 11 o'clock. And let's welcome up Mr. Van Loy.
Thanks, Chad. So I have this is a poem from the Black Seed Writers, August 1st, 2023. And it has this little thing from Marshall McLuhan that goes with it called Your Family. So this is from The Media is the Massage. The family circle has widened. The whirlpool of information fathered by electric media, movies, Telstar, flight far surpasses any possible influence mom and dad can now bring to bear. Character no longer is shaped by only two earnest, fumbling experts. Now all the world's a sage. And this is called Black Seed Writers, August 1st, 2023. Young guy comes up and plunks himself down with a blanket clutched in his lap and cigarette in his hand. He's so young, very young. Without any shirt, he stretches his arm across the table to me and hunkers down to look up as if just to see if I'm looking at him. But I steady on, continue to write, even though I'm not sure at all what he will do next until one of the workers comes over. And as Eric keeps on making his comments about the planets, Uranus, Jupiter, and of course, Venus and Mars, again, of course, saying that all of us could be just like Mars was in the past. And it's all complete and total prophecy as they arrange to get the new member sitting with us here, a shirt and socks, and even yes, large underwear. And just then my wife shows up, and Eric calls her Dale, which she says is just fine and okay, since I often say she does look like Dale, well, sorta, Evans, that is, who Eric doesn't know until she says, Royal Rogers and Dale Evans, and happy trails to you. That always got sung at the end of the show each week, this wonderful two-part harmony, Dale's song lyrics of another time when who cares about the stormy weather as long as we're all here together. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the stormy weather as long as we're all here together? Happy trails to you till we meet again, till we meet again. Peace. And it went out.
Robert got the laugh again. Good. Let's thank you so much, James. And now, without further ado, I'm just going to get to the feature. I could be here for another half hour if I go over all the accolades and the lives of all our three features tonight. Don Kingfisher Campbell, Marvin Louis Dorsey, and Carl SoCal. Is it SoCal? It's Carl Sitwell,
Yeah.
Stilwell. Local. Damn it! I was trying to memorize his nickname without looking at
CaLokie.
CaLokie. Thank you. Good Lord. I couldn't think of it. But we've had all these people feature at Stone Soup Poetry this past year, and now they meet. It all comes down to this one epic meeting, one epic screen share, epic poems being recited and shared. Don Azari and getting into it. He gets my singles. There can be only one. In this case, there'll be three. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Kingfisher, the marvelous Marvin Louis, and CaLokie, who looks like by way of screen sharing will be going first.
Okay. 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 A Halloween haiku. Boo! Hey, jackass! Jack off! You sure as hell don't scare me. Uh, oh, okay. Ghost story. I was walking by my house, and all of a sudden I hear ghost. And I looked and I see somebody, and I didn't know who it was. Come here, they say, and they keep on getting closer and yelling, ghost. And then they say, where are you from? And I say, okay, with the Marvin, would you read that in red?
And I say nowhere. I don't bang no more.
Where are you from? But continue, Marvin.
Nowhere. And then I hear ghost. I thought I knew, you fool.
And then they shoot. Okay, Kingfisher.
No.
And I can see my body on the floor. And then they come over and say, Marvin.
See, I told you. I fucking told you, stupid.
Continue.
See, I told you, fucking told you, fucking.
Bam! And this is a found poem from Celeste Freeman, Father Greg, and the Homeboys. Okay, this is to a Cosmos Flower. This is a Dias de Muerto. And you know, after Halloween comes up, November the 1st and 2nd is Dias de Muerto, or Day of the Dead. And so this is my Day of the Dead poem. To a Cosmos Flower, I want you orange, like the Mexican marigolds which honor the dead and celebrate their lives during Los Dias de los Muertos. But I also want you yellow, and sunlight shining through your petals, like the life coming from our sun. I want the sky from when the sunlight comes blue, the clouds which float by white, and your chest high stem with leaves growing in pairs along it, green. I want you to stretch toward the heavens, flexible enough to bend with the wind, but strong enough to return upright whenever it comes. I want your roots sunk deep into Mother Earth and entwined underground in family love, while you fill the fields with an orange bloom blaze. I prefer you wild, like your ancestors who first grew in Mexico, or mine who became known as Homo sapiens in Africa. I want you as balanced as the cosmos in which we live and which lives in us. Okay, and this is my other. This is my other. I'll close with this is my with another last day, Day of the Dead, in honor of my mother. Let me cry, preacher. Mama's gone, and no resurrection and live sermon gonna comfort me now. That how great thou art solo was pretty, and maybe she requested it, but it ain't her. In her dancing days, if it didn't have that swing, then it didn't mean a thing. We all laughed with her the time she fell on her elder behind, attempting the jitterbug step, but we all knew what she meant. The sounds she came to dig were whippoorwill calls, cricket responses, and hummingbird buzzing dives to defend turf around her feeder. Mama wasn't too religious. She never went to church much, and when she got mad, she'd often say shit or take the name of the Lord in vain. To be honest with you, Reverend, the flames in your hell didn't scare Mama nearly as much as not being able to feed her family. At 15, I got religion and started saying grace before meals. Mama said she thought it'd also be a good idea to remember the hands that prepared it. I was too much of a pious prick to get it then, but today I see we ought to be grateful for all the hard work it takes from farm to kitchen to put our daily bread on the table. Holding everything in when it's got to come out ain't never going to do nobody no good. So let me get it out, preacher. Then you could talk about wiping away all tears, but keep it short. Thank you.
Nice job. We all fell to sleep. A Bobby John Press poetic libretto, Marvin Louis. It was a Wednesday. It was like 10:30 a.m. All the kids from the block was in school. So why was this ice cream truck parked with its music playing outside my window? Don't you just like clouds trying to hide above four walls? I do. A crow waiting to cross street, never to repeat if cars are faster than wings. What was the moon planning on doing tonight? What a world. What a universe. Yep. Lingerie, toys, DVDs, fun zone gifts, lotions, oils, costumes. From blackbirds, full moon to dead kittens, I'm smitten by a fact that it's me still living. At home, as of now, after another long walk, talking to myself, but not out loud because I ain't crazy. However, I'm pretty sure I saw some guy running a solid red light, making a left hand turn. He had was hanging out driver's side window. He was singing some kind of strange song. But if you really know me, I just kept walking, then came across another dead cat, dead cat. Thank you.
Room for the dead. All these dead bodies in our room. Books by the dead. The soon to be dead, or the someday will be dead. Figurines, shoes and pants strewn on the carpet. Marilyn Monroe hangs on the wall. Stereo makes the dead sound alive. TV, the dead look. Shirt and blouse crumpled atop the dresser. Light fitness exercycle unused in the night. My wife and I in the living room, fucking. Halloween kid, wearing black t-shirt and jeans, butt leaning onto my 63 brown Buick. It's my birthday. I hold a pumpkin that's got cut shades, just like my glasses. I'm standing in front of my childhood home, ready to take off into 1977 and my first job, first girl, first child, first divorce, second job, second wife, second divorce, third job, third wife, second child, and I'm still wearing black and writing poems. Eternal epitaph. You are a ghoul in the graveyard of my past life. The siren who took my soul with magic potion lips and black cat sounds. Am I being an ogre to remind you of the spell that once spooked both our spirits? We were like bats, fluttering above the zombies, soaring on a warlock's broomstick. Now, I'm no better than a ghost, rattling my chains to bemoan what sank in the quicksand. I'd rather be an imp, putting you in an Iron Maiden to revive our skeletons. Instead, I limp along like a mutant, wishing he had his banshee back. to spin illusion again. But come to think of it, you actually were a witch, wearing a black widow, who sank her fangs into my heart to bleed to death my dream we would have an afterlife. There's no chance of a phoenix here, 'cause you are the phantasmal wraith, and I, poisoned spider in a dungeon. So I guess I'll bury Archimera, who's turned out to be a squonk without a demon's chance at reincarnation, and carry a torch into my skull, wherein lies the specter of a relationship like cobwebs in a catacomb. Unmute thyself, Chad.
You got, I didn't know if you were all done. I didn't know if there was a finale, another finale coming up.
Well, we didn't think of that.
Well, thank you guys very much. Put your hands together multiple times for the California trio. I didn't realize what I was getting myself into when Don became kind of a kind of a consultant for features on the West Coast, and I've gotten the whole I've gotten a great chunk of the West Coast coming to Stone Soup's door now, which is fantastic. And this is a great Halloween feature, and I do appreciate you guys putting this together on such short notice. Marvin, I'm glad you were able to reach us, and you got a good connection. And Carl, I know you were sick recently, so this was almost too miraculous to be a Halloween reading. It should be like an Easter reading. I don't know, rebirth. We all made it. Everyone gets out alive. And Don Kingfisher Campbell celebrates his birthday in 2 more days.
I'll be 66.
Happy birthday.
I will play
Just
Ronnie
a
James
kid.
Dio in your honor.
Happy birthday. All fabulous reads. Excellent.
And don't forget the don't you have a submission date due this Friday
Well,
for the
actually,
librettos?
our deadline is Friday, Halloween, for turning in your very own poetic libretto, just like the ones you've seen here. Marvin, do you want to give some details on that?
Well, I mean, it's fun. One thing, the librettos. Once you do one, I don't think it's that hard to do. There's many different ways we do a libretto can be done, as you can see or saw tonight. How Carl's was different than Don's, and Don was different than mine's. But it's fun, I think.
But the basic guidelines are 16
Basic
pages,
guideline is 16 pages.
photos and poems, any combination.
Any combinations, pictures, poems, any combination. I don't write any in my librettos. There's no page numbers, no titles to my poems, and no bios and things like that. But as you can see, Don's is different than that. It's just so many different congratulations you can put into making a libretto.
And if you want to see more librettos, just go to the website, poeticlibrettos.blogspot.com. You can see a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Very excellent. Thank you so much, Don, Marvin, and Carl. This is our CaLokie. We're gonna have more features coming up to sum up the rest of the year, and hopefully I'll be able to announce a couple of them. I have some people waiting to give me back response time, so hopefully I'll be able to make those announcements later on by the end of the week. Thank you guys very much. Thanks to Don. Thank you so much. This was a great time. Happy Halloween, everyone. Let's just stay safe and alive. A lot of things could be happening at the end of this week. Maybe we'll get a Halloween inspired miracle. Maybe some senators will be scared straight, or maybe it's going to be just that much rougher because, why stop worrying about things now? But take care of yourselves, take care of someone else, and keep the poetry alive. Stay tuned for more updates. Have yourselves an excellent evening. Show's over. See you next time.